Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Dorica Faulkner. I'm the founder of Girls Unlimited LLC. And with me today, I have Alicia Rucker. She's one of our high school ambassadors. And today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Nina Carter in lieu of us celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. So the idea again was to identify some therapists and mental health advocates that we can interview and kind of like dive into mental health and break the stigma and get some tips from some therapists and mental health advocates. So Nina, thank you for joining us today. We are excited to hear from you. So let's just dive right into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a jack of all trades, but primarily a therapist. I am a pre-licensed therapist, so associate license, APC. I am eligible to get fully licensed this month, so that's exciting.
Congratulations.
In the state of Georgia, you have to do 3 years before you can get fully licensed. So I've been doing it for probably about 5 years, a little bit more. Like unlicensed work, social work, and things of that nature before I really went into mental health and substance abuse. I'm a mom of 3 girls, 14, 11, and 4.
Okay.
I'm a doctoral student, trying to finish up my doctorates. I have about a year left, so
Okay.
doing a lot.
Dr. Nina Carter. Okay. All right, you want to go ahead?
Okay, so what made you decide to become a therapist?
So I always enjoy helping people. My dad is a pastor, has been a pastor for about 44 years. And so I always see him sacrifice and help other people. And I didn't know how I wanted to help people, but I always knew I did. I started off in case management and like supervising visitations for DFACs and things of that nature. And it just evolved from there. I enjoy working with clients, and then I'm like, I think I want to go to school to be a therapist, and so got into that and really enjoyed it.
Cool. Okay.
What were your clients or you impacted by during COVID?
There were a lot of people needing just someone to talk to during COVID. I think it kind of shut us all in and made us evaluate exactly what home looked like for a lot of people. And it wasn't always a pleasant scene. And people did not have the outlets that they needed. I think we all kind of struggled during that period. A lot of my counseling colleagues, their caseloads went up significantly just due to the mental health. I don't even want to say awareness, but like just people understanding, okay, I need to speak to someone. I need to go outside of my house if I can't go outside of my house, just like by talking and having a conversation. So telehealth really went and became just a significant part of people's life.
That's cool. So this is not about mental health, but it kind of made me think about people working from home and stuff like that. And you said you're a mom of 3 girls. So what did that look like for you specifically? I'm sure it was interesting.
It was. I was blessed. My job allowed me to work from home certain days and be able to be here with my kids because most of this school year, they've been digital learners. So there were times where I would have to, leave, but most of the time I was able to be here and try to do assessments and things on the phone, which is difficult. But I would say that, I was just blessed because a lot of people didn't have that option and may have had to leave their job. So they just work with me and they continue to work with me. So definitely blessed in that manner.
Cool. So we wanted to do this series about mental health, just so, because I think it's a taboo. So what is the biggest stigma that you hear around mental health?
That I'm crazy or something's wrong with me. That people think that there's something wrong with them, that they're the only one. And I think that produces a stigma of don't talk about it.
Right.
Especially in minority communities, we see a lot. We've kind of, set the hush hush on if there's a problem, if there's a problem in the family, keep it in the family, we'll solve it. And I think that's created a dynamic that just doesn't allow people to be like true to themselves in a way of like seeking help when they need it. And I think that more recently, mental health has been a cry. You see celebrities saying, you know, supporting mental health and coming out about this subject, but it's been present for a really long time. And there's so many people that haven't gotten the help that they needed and would have if we would have spoken out sooner.
Okay. And it's funny that you mentioned in our culture. So one of the questions that I have for you is, how important is minority representation in the mental health field?
Very, very important. And you would be surprised. There's a lot of us. I think being in Georgia, I came from Indiana, so it was a smaller town, and I didn't see a lot of people like me. But here in Georgia, there are a lot of mental health professionals that are of the minority community, and it really surprised me because I feel like it's kind of like the nursing field. Like people caught on, like, oh, they need people. And I think that's what we've done. Like as a minority community, like, okay, we need mental health professionals. We need professionals to help with substance abuse. Like we need to be in these positions. And I've seen so many people just go and do that. Not, you know, and I think you have to be called to do this. Let me just flat out say that, because if you're not, you will get burned out very, very quickly. It's not about the money. It really isn't. Absolutely. And if you're in it for the money, you're not going to really help people. And I think we as minorities understand that, and I have really seen just so many of us just come to bat for this subject, and it's been surprising, but yet like it gives us hope that we're going to have people that look like us to help us, you know, because I think on top of being hesitant about talking about our feelings and situations and traumas, you go to someone that doesn't necessarily look like you, or you may feel or have the perception that they may not understand, right. You know, coming from a different cultural background, but have someone sitting in front of you that you feel like will understand just makes you want to talk about it even more.
That's cool.
Okay, and the last question, what advice would you give to someone who wants to be a therapist, but they have a hesitation about it?
A lot of prayer. No, I'm not kidding, but I am. But I think you really have to want to do this. Like, this is something that you have to be like 100% sure of. I won't say 100%, I'll say 90%, because there's always going to be some type of hesitation that you have whenever you're deciding to do a career or going something in your life. But for me, I think, how well do you work with people? How patient can you be? How understanding can you be? Can you be non-judgmental? Because mental health is such a broad topic. There are people who have all type of mental health disorders and diseases and thought patterns and perspectives that you will probably be so surprised. So if you're a person that can't look past that, your judgment will play a part in it, and it won't help the client. I mean, I've had a little bit of everything. I will say a little bit of everything. So if you're a judgmental person or have a judgmental nature, I would say that would be something I would address before going into a career like this. But just being very just cautious and making sure this is what you want to do, because working with people is not an easy task, and you really have to be up for the long haul.
And then I do have a question. So our target audience is middle school and high school girls. But just for anybody that's within that age range, in high school, if you could give them any advice about mental health, like let's just say they had these thoughts and feelings and they felt like they wanted to go talk to somebody, but not quite sure about how to go about it, like what advice would you give them?
Well, I would say utilize your school counselors if they are, because that's what they're there for. I say this because I have a teenage daughter, so like who has dealt with some mental health issues. So for me, it just like whenever it's close to home, you see things differently. And I've really just become more sensitive to that. And I used to run a girls group at my job, for a therapeutical group that was like, every other week. And so I saw these group of girls that evolved over an 8-week span of time from like being introverted and not knowing how to talk about their feelings to, you know, just can't stop talking. But how do you get there? How do you get there if you don't have a therapist in your life? I would say find someone you can trust. Find someone you can trust and talk to them. And keeping secrets doesn't help anybody. Keeping secrets doesn't help you or anybody else. And when you find someone that you can trust, not to keep a secret, it's not about keeping a secret, but it's about being able to express your feelings and emotions and releasing those. And if you don't have somebody like that, I would say journal. It's another good outlet to just those things that you may have in your mind, get those out. Get those things on paper, and then you'll be surprised as you evolve. You'll look back and you'll be like, I said that like 3 months ago. Wow, I was in that place. Like, I feel better now, or I don't feel as good. So you can use it as a tool to like help to see if you're growing, if you're regressing, and if you really need to talk to someone about seeing a therapist or getting some mental help.
Awesome. Well, Nina, thank you so much for joining us. But before we go, I do want you to tell the people where they can find you on social media. So if they need to connect with you outside of this interview, they can do so. And also if you have anything else coming up or going on right now.
So I have a lot going on. My personal social media is the real Nina Marie. I also have one for Workforce Counseling. If you put in Workforce Counseling Instagram, it should pop up. That's my company, that's my business. And as well on Facebook, it's Workforce Counseling. You can look that up as well. I have a couple courses coming out, a single parent course, as well as a 8-week girls group course. It's kind of like what I was doing in person, but due to COVID, you know, haven't been able to have that opportunity. So those will be online and available to purchase. But other than that, I think, like I said, I have a lot. So I'm not take up too much time.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope we can get to sit down with you again. And by then, I'm sure you'll be Dr. Nina Carter then.
Well, I hope so.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.